Kia ora, Mr. Speaker. Kia ora tātou te whare. Tēnā koutou te whānau.
Harawira.
Mr. Speaker, the Minister for Land Information revealed today a staggering list of delays and deferrals associated with the many reviews of the Public Works Act, the most recent of which attracted 90 submissions from Māori, more than 30% of all submissions received, which clearly shows the level of interest that Māori have in this issue, which is perhaps why there have been so many Crown delays and deferrals, that if Māori are interested, then let's do nothing. Or perhaps it's because challenging the compulsory acquisition of Māori land is an issue best swept under the carpet to be cleaned up by another government further down the track, or to be revisited when Māori are too tired to fight any longer. And indeed, if you look through the submissions from the 2001 review, you will see that the concerns that have arisen from public works legislation right back to 1864 have torn at the very soul of Māoridom and created a clear perception that the many institutions of government have worked against Māori in the past, and that there's little hope that there might be any difference in the future. And so the challenge was that any review of public works legislation by the Māori Party had to be based around the notion of redressing those injustices and re-establishing the connection between tangata whenua and whenua lost. And it's not that the issue of protecting Māori land is new. And my thoughts go back to 1975 when Te Rōpū Matakite was formed to fight the continuing alienation of Māori land, when Whina Kupa led the nation in an historic march from Te Rerenga Wairua to Wellington under the banner "Not 1 Acre More," to raise public awareness to the massive loss of Māori land and to signal a determination not to accept its continuance. And I think of the 5,000 marchers who carried the hopes of the Māori nation, and of the petition signed by 60,000 people, and of the Memorial of Rights signed by 200 of our kaumātua and koia. And we all know of the Māori land struggles that have come before this House on many, many occasions in the past, through countless reviews, petitions to Parliament, proceedings of the Waitangi Tribunal, and debates about the righteous occupations to restore Māori ownership of Māori land taken improperly by the Crown right throughout the country, most notably and most recently at Raglan, Bastion Point, and more recently again in Tuwharetoa, Hauraki and in Ngāti Kahu. And so I congratulate my good Ngāpuhi brother, Te Ururoa Flavel, for this bill which responds to the people's call that enough is enough, that too much land has been lost into Crown hands, and that it is time to begin to right those wrongs and to redress in a small way that massive imbalance through this bill targeting Section 40 of the Public Works Act, which deals with the disposal of surplus land. Mr. Speaker, the current provisions do nothing to protect the interests of those who want their land returned. And until Section 40 of the Public Works Act is strengthened, those interests will continue to be ignored. And so I'm proud today to speak for the Māori Party, to speak in support of the member of Waiariki, and to speak on behalf of all those whānau, hapu and iwi who have waited for generations for this issue to come before the House. And to mihi tū Te Ururoa Flavel for this, the very first bill ever to be drafted and delivered by a Māori Party member in the history of this country's Parliament. And I sincerely hope that this bill will be positively received and supported by all intelligent parties in this House. That's us, that's all of us, hopefully. Mr. Speaker, these amendments mean that land which was taken for public works and never used for that purpose, or which is no longer needed for that purpose, is offered back to the original owners in the first instance. Simple. This isn't rocket science. This is about offering back land no longer needed for the purpose for which it was acquired. Yes, there may be issues about whether facilities originally included in the public works have changed over time, but those are not insurmountable problems. They're just technicalities that can be easily dealt with if the Crown is willing. And yes, there may be issues about whether compensation is sufficient to purchase equivalent replacement land, but again, if the desire for justice is there, then that too will be resolved easily enough. Mr. Speaker, this bill is simply the application of good common sense, that land no longer needed for the purpose for which it was acquired be offered back to the original owners and the Māori Party will be supporting it without reservation. Kia ora tātou katoa.